Which? Listen to Vanessa.
Grandpa on a rocking chair. He keeps it by the cellar step.
That's pretty good. You remember the rest? Go ahead. Good. So as a whole, we remember most of the words. Grandpa owns a rocking chair. He keeps it by the cellar stair. For Grandpa, Pa would rather hike cross country on a motorbike. Can we try to sing this all together, Christian? Pay attention, please. Can we all try to say this again together and clapping on the pauses like we did last week? Salvador, make sure you look it up. Leave your space down. Grandpa owns a rocking chair. He keeps it by the cellar stair. For Grandpa, Pa would rather hike cross country on a motorbike. Good. Do you remember anything else we did last week? Anything else? Remember anything else? Yes, sir. No? Forgot? We did sing a song. We sang a song. Brianna.
We learned the opposite of high and low.
The opposite of high and low. We learned the opposite of high and low. Do we know the instrument that we use for that? What instrument do we use for that? Camila. What did it look like? What did it look like? Who remembers? What did it look like? It looked like anybody. Jamie, what did it look like?
I need you.
I know. Is there another guy called Jamie? What did the instrument that we played last week look like? Was it big or small? Small? Was it skinny or fat? Was it skinny or fat? Leah? We did play the drum. There's another instrument that we played. Do you remember the other instrument that we played? The other instrument we played. Danny? Trombone. We played trombone. And do we remember what happens? Oh, we did play that one. We played a lot of different instruments, but for the high and low sound. Do you remember what happens when we play higher sounds? What happened to the instrument when we play higher sounds? Yes, ma'am.
You were
moving the slide. So was the slide far out or in when I played the high sound? Far out or in? In. And what happened when I moved the slide further out? Your brother? It went lower to lower sounds. Good. So is the instrument smaller or bigger when we play lower sounds? Smaller or bigger when we play lower sounds? Did the instrument get smaller or bigger when we play lower sounds? Hey. We just making shapes? Yes, ma'am. Bigger. It was bigger when we played lower sounds. Good. So I have one instrument with 3 different sizes right here. And I want you to tell me which one you think is going to play a lower sound. So this is a triangle. You all know the shape triangle, right? Yeah. All right. So we have one triangle here. One triangle there. And they're stuck together. Oh no. One triangle here and one triangle here. So which one of these triangles do you all think plays the higher sounds? Which one do you think plays the higher sounds? Yes, sir. The bigger one plays the higher sounds. Who agrees? Raise your hand if you agree that the bigger triangle plays the higher sounds. Remembering what we talked about with our trombone and the trombone slide. The higher sound comes from the bigger trombone. If you raise your hand, you agree? Who disagrees? Who disagrees? Who says no, that's wrong? So, no, the higher one does not come from the bigger triangle. But that's a good guess. Who has another guess? Come in.
The small one?
The very, very smallest one. Who agrees with that one? The higher sounds come from the very, very smallest triangle. Good. Most of you all agree, and that is the correct answer. I'll play these for you all. Hopefully they don't hit each other. So here's the biggest one. Everyone quiet now so you can hear. The biggest one. And here's the middle one. And here's the very smallest one.
Yeah.
So, does the higher sound come from the very smallest triangle?
Yeah.
Yes. Why? Why does that happen? Yes, ma'am.
Because
little less fat. Not so much about the fat of it. Not so much about the fat. That's a good guess, though. It's a good observation. Who is it? Jen. I'll play them again. You all tell me why you think the smaller triangle has the higher side. Here's the big one. Here's the middle one. And here's the small one. So why do we think the smallest one has the higher sound? Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's good.
Because that one is small and this one's long. Because how does it work with triangle with a stick? Because triangle has like high sound.
Yeah. So similar to trombone, when it gets bigger, the sound gets lower. It has to do with vibrations and things you don't really need to worry about. But this one vibrates faster because it's smaller than this one. This one's big, so it has a lot of space, so it vibrates a lot slower. The slower it vibrates, the lower the sound. So this one's a lot smaller, so it has to vibrate a lot quicker, and the sound's higher, okay? Everyone understand that? High, middle, low. All right? So we'll come back to this idea later in class. So please remember the high, middle, and low sounds. Okay? Anything else that we learned last week or did last week? Anything else? Yes, ma'am. We played a game and we sang a song with a partner. Good. And what did we do when we got to our partners? Do you remember? Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
We stomped, pat, clapped, and snapped our fingers. Did we do this together or all by ourselves, whatever time we wanted? Did we do it together? We did it together. So when we play music, do we try to play it together or do we do it all by ourselves whenever we want? Together. That would be a general rule for later today as well. When we play instruments later today, we got to make sure we try to play them together. Aaliyah, make sure you keep your head off your desk. I know you might be tired. No sleeping in music class, okay? Oh. Anything else? Any more things we learned last week? Or went over last week? Yes, ma'am. Learn about the whole notes. What did we learn about whole notes? Yes, ma'am. 4 beats. Makes 4 beats of sound. What does a whole note look like? Sir?
It's kind of like an oval shape.
Kind of like an oval. Is the oval dark in the middle or light in the middle? Light. Like that? Is that a good whole note?
Yeah.
Okay. We know a couple different kinds of notes. What other notes do we know besides this whole note? We know the whole note equals 4 beats, right? 4 beats of sound. What other notes do we know? Keep your hands up. One more second. Yes, second.